Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. Today, we're going to be talking about stimulus check stress. Stay tuned.
We're missing a piece of the puzzle.
You start getting healthy and you just become a better person.
We need to start focusing more on the individual.
Before we get started today, I just want to remind you all that the AHA fasting app is in development currently. So if you have not heard about that, make sure to check out our page that we developed to learn more about it. And also we are looking for contributors and we are giving out rewards. So check that out. Link is going to be in the description box below. So today we are tackling an oddball topic, and part of the reason why I'm doing this video is I was talking to my brother Steven about, my video for this week, and we had just got finished doing our 40-day wellness coaching class, and he was talking about all of the craziness going on in the world right now with the Capitol building being broken into, with people talking about how the stimulus check is affecting their life, whether they're excited to get it or whether they're upset about the amount that they're getting. The fact that the government or the IRS is saying that some people aren't going to get their checks until after they file taxes and how it's affecting them. And, to be honest, I'm quite disconnected from a lot of the things that are going on in the world that would be considered trendy. I stopped watching the news. I stopped having those types of conversations. And some people may consider that ignorant, but I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on why I made these decisions and how it's affected me. So because I'm so far removed, it oftentimes takes me by surprise how people are reacting to what's going on in the news and the media with politicians and things in that realm. Because for me, I feel like a lot of what we view on TV is orchestrated. And what I mean by that is the news has the ability to take a subject matter and shine any kind of light on it that they choose. Oftentimes we don't think about it, but there's a narrative. That narrative is going to be controlled by the parent companies or the individuals who own these news media outlets. Now, part of the reason why I stopped watching the news is because I realized that the news had no obligation to tell me the truth. All right. This idea of investigative journalism or truth seeking coming from mainstream news media outlets was shattered years ago for me. And what I started to understand is that they are businesses, just like any other business. So when we consider the different food industries, whether you're promoting meat and dairy, veganism, or even plant-based foods, we have to understand that these are businesses, and we do understand that. And there's a level of sales that goes into it. There's a level of psychology that goes into what it is that they do. We don't often consider that the news is a business, right? The news media outlets are businesses, and they're going to manipulate how things are conveyed to us as well. Through the news media outlets, what they're able to do is kind of persuade us or lean our perspective on different topics to either cause panic, a heightened sense of insecurity, whatever kind of result they're looking to get from us. Humans have been very well studied. This is not like, random or happenstance how things play out. So when I started to understand all this, I'm like, I can't be a part of the people that watch and consume this, right? So what we teach in our course, a lot of times we're talking about consumption. And, often on this channel, we're talking about food consumption. What are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your mouth? Well, we also delve into what are you putting on your skin, right? It's important that if you're going to put it on your skin, you should also be willing to put it in your mouth. If you're not willing to put it in your mouth, you shouldn't put it on your skin. Okay. But one piece that's missing oftentimes is the consumption of information, the consumption of imagery, the consumption of music, and otherwise, right? The people that you consume, the people that you're around on a daily basis. All of these factors or all of these entities have an impact on our perspective on life. And what I have found is by constantly consuming negativity, whether you believe you are consuming truth, fact, or just being knowledgeable about what's going on in the world or our country, if it has a negative overtone or undertone, you are consuming negativity. There is a certain level of discretion that we need to have when we are allowing ourselves to consume, this type of negative energy. Typically, society has certain things that it deems as bad, right? So if you consume too much alcohol, society typically deems that to be bad. If you consume hard drugs, society typically deems that to be bad. If you consume coffee, for example, every day in large amounts, 2, 3 cups a day, society says that's okay. If you consume large amounts of media, you wake up in the morning, you watch the news, you watch the news when you get off work, and you watch the news before you go to bed, society says that's okay. But the overconsumption of anything can be detrimental to our body. And more specifically, we're talking about stress, especially when what you're consuming is constantly negative. So what I want you all to do is I want you to pay attention to when you're watching the mainstream media, when you're even listening to all of these videos talking about stimulus checks and when are the checks coming and what did Congress say and all of these things. I want you to genuinely look inside. How do I feel now, right? Like as I'm listening and I'm consuming this content, how is it making me feel? One thing we don't pay enough attention to is our gut. There is this, we have this ability to use our gut to help us make decisions or to get feelings for things, right? We call it a gut feeling. The gut feeling is heightened through fasting. So if your body is not busy digesting food, then it could use resources to pretty much heighten this second brain that you have in your gut. You've got all these cells in your gut that are going to communicate with your brain. And the more optimally this network is functioning, the better you can utilize it. I want you to pay attention to your gut. How does it make you feel when you're listening to them talk about, oh, we're going to get $2,000 stimulus checks, and then, oh no, never mind, we're not going to get $2,000 stimulus checks anymore. It's going to be $600. It's like, oh man, we've got this pandemic going on and we're all locked up. We're losing businesses. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Trump's in office and he won't leave, and we want Biden in, and Biden can't get in because Trump's holding everything off, and now someone's attacking the Capitol building and it's anarchy. So I want you to pay attention to how this is making you feel. Like, pay attention to the potential internal turmoil that's happening. If it's making you feel anxious, if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling stressed, if you're not breathing well when you're consuming this stuff, then what is that telling you? Your body is telling you that this is not something that you need to be consuming, certainly not in large amounts, right? These are things that we don't pay any attention to, but we need to. We've talked many times about the detrimental effects of stress, and many of us do not take it seriously. One thing that you all could do is you could look at the life expectancy of different jobs, right? So look at the life expectancy of an air traffic controller. Look at the life expectancy of doctors. Look at the life expectancy of any professions, right, that you would consider high stress. Look at high stress professions and then look at the life expectancy of individuals who work those jobs, and then maybe compare it to jobs where you would consider them low stress. What is the life expectancy of somebody who has a position where they're like a yoga instructor, or they're a well accomplished artist or author or something like that, right? Put a little thought into it and then just see if there's any discrepancies there. My point is, we need to internalize how stress can affect our life. We need to learn how to deal with it properly. And we also need to be aware of things that are going to cause heightened stress in our life. Obviously, family, home life, relationships, children, jobs, things like that can all cause stress. But then why put some, a nice little stimulus check cherry on top of all of that and be stressed out about the stimulus check? One thing that I learned when I was a very young man was that I only have control over certain things. What you don't want to do is stress out about something that you have no control over. Now, I can tell you right now that most of us, there might be one or two out there who are watching AHA and they might be a council member or something, so congressman or Senate or something. But most of us have absolutely no control over this stimulus check thing, right? Or many things that we stress out about. And what we have to learn to do is to just let it go. Now, obviously, it's a topic that's can be very impactful. Maybe your energy would better serve you looking for creative ways to generate an extra $500 or $600 a month, right? Instead of stressing about a stimulus check one time, let's look at some creative ways to generate extra money. One thing that I have found is that by having a specialty information, you can then package that, right? You can monetize it and you can sell it. Ebooks are super popular, courses are super popular. People are in a mind state right now where they're looking to absorb good information and learn. So you might not have a specialty knowledge, but you can go out and get it. Maybe you can invest in a course that could teach you some specialty work, or you could put in some really good work from personal experience and forums and boards online, and you can learn some specialty information. And then you can hop on Fiverr, have somebody package you a little ebook mock-up, and then you can write yourself an ebook and sell an ebook and generate yourself a couple hundred extra dollars a month. I don't know, right? It's the world we live in right now. There's so many different options. My point is, instead of taking the energy and stressing about, a stimulus check or what Congress is doing, let's take that energy and let's put it towards something positive. And one of the things that is most beneficial about helping shift the perspective on this is focusing on your health and wellness. It's why I chose for my specialty information to be health and wellness. I feel like it's a foundation for everything in life, whether it's finances that you're dealing with, whether it's relationships you're dealing with, or job, or whatever the case may be. If you have a healthy base, you can navigate all of these things more efficiently. So that is my word for the day. I just wanted to have this quick conversation with you all. Hopefully it sparks some interest in, diverting some of that energy that you're focusing on negativity and rolling it into something positive where it can actually benefit you, and maybe you can actually, find a way to make a little extra money. There's so many different ways out there to earn extra money now or anytime that it's really up to you to just see it. I know for me, when I started getting healthier, I started finding new ways to earn extra money, and I'm forever grateful for that. So if you all like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, the application of knowledge is power, and I will see you all next time.